They say you are what you eat. If that is true, then I am just too much. My apartment complex recently painted over all of our doors. They painted it blue, a very lovely, rich, dark blue. A blue that I would have in fact probably chosen if it were my own door.
Which is really nice, but they messed up, because when they painted that lovely blue door, they painted over a speck of dirt.
And it bothered me so much that I scraped it off with my thumbnail. And now there's a white speck in the middle of my door. And that bothered me too. So I had to ask myself, do I regret that, having done that? And so I considered, well, would I rather have a bump or a blemish? And I became satisfied with my decision because I decided, well, I'd rather have a freckle than a pimple.
It's fun to see my family grow. I have a few nieces now, and they call me stupid Uncle Josh, and I think I'm starting to believe them, which is fine. It's better they know now. It is also fun to see my sisters grow into mothers and to see their different parenting styles. My younger sister was having trouble with my oldest niece because she wasn't picking up her toys in her room. And they kept fighting about it, and no matter what, she wouldn't pick her toys up. So my sister decided to solve this issue. She would search for videos on YouTube of children with no arms and then show that to my niece. And with a newfound appreciation for her arms, she started picking her toys up.
When I was a baby, I had colic. I screamed the first 6 weeks of my life. I screamed so long and so hard that my dad left. My dad died in 2019, in January. Sometimes I miss him.
One time, my dad started watching the show RuPaul's Drag Race, and he got about 10 minutes in before he realized that it was not about drag racing. I had to pee really badly whilst I was driving a while back. And I did a little math and told myself that I would be at a bathroom in about 15 minutes. All of a sudden, my urge to urinate subsided just enough to no longer be painful. This knowledge of knowing when I would get relief from the discomfort was enough to provide a temporary respite from the pain. So I asked AI why this happened, and I learned a new term called cognitive reappraisal. It's when you give your brain new information that helps reassess things. So I thought I'd try it from now on. And a few days later, I was in Sam's Club, and I got the sudden urge to poop. But I was all the way in the back of the store, pretty much the furthest from the bathroom as you could be. Plus, I still had a couple of items I needed to grab before I made my way back up to the front where the bathrooms were. So I said to myself, it'll be okay. You'll be done here soon, and you'll be on the toilet pooping in about 10 minutes. So I continued to shop, and this is the story of how I shit myself inside of Sam's Club. Another time I was using the bathroom at Sam's Club, you might notice a trend here. I walked into the bathroom, and I see a man step out of the stalls, walks past the sinks, he goes straight to the hand dryer, and he dries his hands off and then walks out of the bathroom. And I have to wonder just what in the hell happened in that stall that he didn't need to wash his hands but did need to dry them off. These people vote. My mom calls her AirPods her AirBuds, which is cute. We'll be on the phone and she's trying to switch over to her headphones and she'll say, "Hang on, let me go grab my AirBuds." And at that moment, I'll picture two golden retrievers jumping up into her ears, which I suppose is my problem now. I've been dating lately, which has been soul-crushing. I have had a couple of fun dates, though. I went out with this one girl, and I went back to her place. It was going pretty well, and I had to use the bathroom. And then I saw that she had one-ply toilet paper, so I just went home. Because I was thinking it's bad enough I gotta poop at my date's house, but using one ply, I might as well wipe my ass with thoughts and prayers. I really hate dating these days. I hate the apps, I hate the swiping, I hate the non-stop advertisement to spend more money and get more matches and sign up here and get an email notification there. And it's all so overwhelmingly stupid. I did find a new app though that's given me some hope. It's called Pilgrims Only, and it's a lot like the other apps, except everybody on Pilgrims Only is looking to settle. I was at the grocery store and I saw a green gallon of milk. Apparently it was advertising the new Minecraft movie, and it was green for some reason. And one of the stickers on the milk jug advertised that it was low fat, and I thought that was kind of unnecessary. I don't think anybody buying green milk is concerned about how healthy it is. I've been sober now over 5 years. I don't miss drinking by any stretch, but I do miss the people I would see on a regular basis. Not even necessarily those particular people, just people. The act of fellowship. Everybody is gathering at a place doing the same thing for a while. I wish I still had that. The obligation of camaraderie. Life doesn't just get in the way of that as you age. It edges it out. Life automatically prioritizes the things you know will benefit you. Working, cooking, chores, family. It becomes harder to find the time outside of our domestications to give our precious time to the unknown. It's kind of like picking something to watch on TV. We scroll and we scroll for so long, passing over all these new things, these potential pleasures, until eventually we land on something that we know we'll enjoy. Why? Maybe it's because time is indeed precious. And in addition to the nostalgia we have, we also have a guarantee that what we watch we will enjoy. We've already enjoyed it. Maybe it's like a drug. Does the pleasure of watching your favorite program diminish over time? Does it dilute after each watch? I heard once that every memory that you recall is actually just a recollection of the last time you recalled it. Maybe it's like that. My memory improves with my mental state. There was a time I was so depressed that I couldn't remember the names of my cousins. That was a hard time. Now, I'm doing much better mentally, and I can remember the things that I wish I couldn't. I went to church regularly for several years. I was pretty involved with it. In fact, for a large portion of my Christian career, I wanted to be a pastor. I had a Bible study that I hosted after school where I met my first girlfriend. I had a lot of ideas about who I was and who I should be and what it meant to be a Christian. It was very confusing because many of the Christians that I knew didn't believe with the same fervor that I had. This is by no means a brag of any sort. Actually, in hindsight, it's kind of a revelation on myself. I have a hard time committing to things. But of the things I do choose to commit to, I also have a hard time doing that in any casual sense. In the sake of Christianity, I was aghast at the idea of living any way that wasn't directly in the footsteps of Jesus, whatever the hell that means. Any sinful action or wayward thought, any sort of white lie or technically wrong thing was met with some sort of like internal scrutiny and this eternal fear of, well, you know, that. I didn't want to go to hell, but I knew I was going. I was terrified. Every little thing that I would do or say would result in a one-way ticket to hell. I couldn't stand it. All I wanted to do was the right thing, all the time, only because of fear, which is not a way to live. I held a bonfire once with all my little Christian friends, my disciples, I guess you could say, because I did think I was some sort of leader. I felt called by God. And so I told all my friends at school we're going to have a bonfire and we should bring all of our worldly possessions, all of our secular, sinful items that were keeping us from being as close to God as we possibly could. Like a material sacrifice, in an attempt to bridge the gap between us and and God. And so they all showed up that night with their nudie mags and their Marilyn Manson CDs, and into the fire they went. And what did I throw into the fire, you ask? Well, obviously it was my DVDs of Pirates of the Caribbean and Malibu's Most Wanted. Certainly I'll go to heaven now, right?